Today, on this second SIP chat, we have another stalwart, Dr. Ashok K. Bhatnagar. Dr. Bhatnagar, who graduated as a physiotherapist in 1967, has more than 50 years of experience in physiotherapy. He has served IAP as its president and its vice president and is a member of numerous committees. He has been on the forefront of all legal matters, including the council. Dr. Bhatnagar has been associated with the first PT Council, the state PT Council in this country, which established in Delhi since the beginning, right from 2002 to till now. Dr. Bhatnagar has served the medical center in our Indian Parliament as a physiotherapist from 1977 till 2005. With these words, let me put you to guest for today's SIP chat, Dr. Ashok Bhatnagar.
Hello, everyone.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
Give me an immense pleasure. Have been given this opportunity to have this SIP chat with you, a pioneer in field of physiotherapy. In many years, you being a stalwart in our profession, particularly in Northern India and especially in Delhi, you have shaped number of your professional lives in the field of physiotherapy, sir. We thank you for accepting our request to join us and share your journey and experiences as a physiotherapist for more than 50 years now, sir.
Thank you.
So let me start up with something going back and knowing you personally, sir. Tell us a little bit about your early years, your family, your school, how you started working, what you used to do in your younger days. Although, I mean, you're still young, sir. You inspire a lot of our youngsters.
Sir, I am Ashok Bhatnagar, born in Shimla, brought up in Delhi. I have my schooling in Delhi till class 9th. Thereafter, my father was transferred to Madhya Pradesh. I did my higher secondary from there, Board of Secondary Education, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal. That is what I journey. I was an extensive good player of cricket. I have been played in my school level, not beyond that.
Something about your family, sir?
So my father was a government service. My mother was a housewife, and both the brothers were doctor later on.
And how about your family now, sir?
I am the only person now. My parents are expired.
I mean, your extended family now, your kids.
My kids, my wife, my son, my daughter-in-law, my daughter, and my son-in-law, and granddaughter.
Great. So it must be a completely different feeling, sir, now coming from those days as a physiotherapist, a young physiotherapist, now telling people. I'm sure the family must be excited looking at your journey, what you have undertaken as a physiotherapist.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, sir, do you have any other medical professional in your family? And anybody aspiring to?
Yes. My both the brother was doctor.
Okay. So that's
both the brothers were doctor. One was elder to me and one was younger to me. They both were doctors.
So both of them were adding years to life, and you were adding life to those years.
Exactly.
Great, sir. You are one of the senior most professional what we have, sir, who is still active. How this journey of physiotherapy started, sir?
I can say my journey actually started in 1962 when I did my higher secondary examination, because I got admission directly in engineering college on merit.
Okay.
Yeah, on merit I got engineering college admission, but my fate have to be in medical side. I didn't join that course at all, engineering course in mechanical engineering, that too. I continued my studies, intermediate science biology. In 1964, I graduated and tried 2 years, to be very frank, for MBBS admission in 1964 and 1965. But could not get admission there. Then in 1965, I got choose between two P's. One is physiotherapy and then is pharmacy.
Okay.
Pharmacy also. One hand, I got a profession which is established, having graduate, undergraduate, postgraduate, doctorate degree, and on the other side, a certain profession newly. But ultimately, I decided to join physiotherapy because I will be treating patient. That was the main concern. So I left pharmacy and joined physiotherapy.
So, correct me, sir, if I'm wrong. See, lots of engineering, medicine, and pharmacy had been the gain for physiotherapy.
Has been paid was physiotherapy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Otherwise, we would have not got such a professional who is thorough with all the legal matters, and you have been in forefront a lot of legal matters, especially the regulatory mechanism for the profession of physiotherapy. Sir, what was the reaction of your family, friends, and other people who are in your close circle when you were doing physiotherapy?
See, my elder brother was in medicine. So my father used to always say, go ahead, it is a good profession. Don't think that you are junior or inferior to your elder brother. He was always there to help me to come out from that agony, I would say. And my friend circles, they were all knowing that he is to join a medical profession. So I joined physiotherapy, they were okay. They were okay that he has joined the medical profession.
So basically, people were aware about physiotherapy as a field at that time also, or it was only a selected group of people who were aware?
Yeah, exactly. It was very selected people who were new, but after my joining, my family and friend circle came to know about physiotherapy.
I remember, sir, when we started thinking about physiotherapy, a lot of people in my age in 95, 97, people used to still ask us. So I wonder what must be the question when you decided to do physiotherapies in 60s. So I can imagine how difficult it must be for people who had not heard about it. But good part was that medical and healthcare as a similar terms being used in your family, so people were aware. And sir, since you said that both of your brothers were also in the field of medical, and you must have talked to or come in contact with a lot of other medical professionals. How was the relationship between physiotherapists and other members of healthcare team, be it a medicine professional or a nursing or a pharmacist or occupation or whatever? How was that seen?
The relationship between the physiotherapists and medical or nurses was very cordial. That was very cordial. They used to do their work and we used to do our work. No problem. No. Yes, here and there, sometimes it's bit tight, like things used to happen. But on the whole, we were all one in treating the patient. That was the sole criteria.
And you were also considered always as an important part of team.
Oh yes, no doubt, undoubtedly. Professor Shankaran used to say, go and learn from them what is manual muscle testing.
Ah.
You just order, go for MMT, but do you know what is MMT? Learn from them. They will teach you what is MMT and how its significance in orthopedics.
And sir, how about your college days? Where did you do your graduation from?
I did from Delhi.
IPH, you mean to say?
IPH.
IPH in the past. It's Deen Dayal Institute of Physically Handicapped.
IPH now, Institute of Physically Handicapped.
Sir, can you tell us something about your experience in your? It must be a diploma that time, sir. I'm sure.
It was diploma of 2-year duration.
Tell us something about your classmates, your teachers, and
my classmate. We were 15 members. We were 15 colleagues. 8 girls, 7 boys.
Oh, so you have a better ratio. I mean,
we have a better ratio. All one.
Great.
We were 8 boys and 7 girls.
And your teacher, sir, who used to teach you how the?
My teacher was Miss Dudani, Choksi, Madam Choksi, Dudani, and Miss Madhur. These were my teachers.
They were all
physiotherapists and IPH teaching us. And they laid our professional value and they taught us how to treat a case, how to attend a case, how to talk with your patient. They teach us. They taught us everything in physiotherapy.
Sir, you were one of the first physiotherapists, if I am correct, who was close to the seat of government power, what we call Satta ke Galyare or corridors of power, treating ministers, senior ministry officials, Tell us about your setting up a Parliament physiotherapy department, sir. I think it was in early 80s somewhere. I believe it was the most modern physiotherapy department of those days.
Yes, it was most modern. It was in 1997.
Right.
1990,
80,
77,
70.
77. I
Okay.
joined I joined there at in the Parliament NXC and then established the department.
Mhm.
I was lucky to be in Parliament to have everything what I want.
Great.
There was no objection from ministry at all. He's asking, give them. That way I was at advantageous position to get any equipment, anything which I want for my department. There was no to no.
So it
I
was
was
able,
getting.
so you,
Therefore, I developed the most modern department in Parliament NXC.
I'm sure in 87, it's 77, is
77.
77 having a physiotherapy department in Parliament speaks aloud. And you being there to set up, physiotherapy is being there to set up a physiotherapy department for the
Yeah.
top-notch people of this country. I'm sure it must be, taking a lot of efforts and a lot of, for you to prove yourself to get into,
Oh,
who are
yeah,
your,
yeah. Exactly. Not only I developed the department in Parliament NXC, but in Supreme Court also. I
great.
established a department in Supreme Court also. I used to go there thrice a week to begin with, and later on the people from Satajang joined there.
Mhm.
So two places of government, highly praised places of the government, I was there involved.
I think the whole country was controlled from these two places. The
Whole
parliament,
country,
that
oh
was
yes,
remaining in the parliament was Supreme Court.
oh yes, oh yes.
So who all were your clients, sir? If you could take us through an experience for those days, how it had.
My honorable members of parliament, ministers, chairman, vice chairman, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, honorable speakers, high dignitaries of government of India. So that time I worked with them. It
And all of
was,
them, sorry, sir, please.
and I was working with them. It was quite a cordial relation. But we have to be very careful. They use all the MPs. Don't think that they do not know anything about physiotherapy. They used to come with from their constituencies and knowing about physiotherapy and what treatment they should get from at Parliament and XC. If I differ, they used to argue, and we used to argue. Ultimately, I used to get my way to get it done, the way I want to give the therapy to them.
So that thing is going on from those days, sir. That means they all have their own physiotherapists back in their constituencies,
Yes, yes,
and they used
yes,
to rely more on them, and they used to make them,
yeah,
try to
yeah,
find out who's the best
yeah,
treatment. That's great.
yes, yes,
So what I understood, sir, the concept of physiotherapy in a certain class was always clear. So we can't really say that okay, we have been, come to a stage where people are aware of now. They were already aware about.
They were already aware about. They were already aware about the profession.
Sir, but then I mean, this question comes to a lot of our people, especially at the age of my junior stage. Why is not being able to change the perception about physiotherapists and these senior officials? Because what we have been told or we have been hearing from others that the perception about physiotherapy on people who are sitting on this high position, it has not changed. So is there a particular reason for that?
Oh yes, there is a reason because health ministry is governed by the doctors and that too director general health service. Well, recently we were having 2 or 3 physical medicine rehabilitation doctors as a consultant, director DG, additional director DG, and then orthopedic surgeons also. They have got their own there, but we were coordination with orthopedic surgeon. I used to have a cordial relation with the PMR people also. No problem. It is how to deal with them that is matters most.
So do you think there is something which has changed now, or it was always the same what we have today?
It has always been the same as today. It is changed for better because profession got the social acceptability now.
No. No.
So they are changed, a little bit changed, but more has to be done. More on the clinical side than on the academic side.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's something.
academic side we have already achieved UGC scales.
Right.
academic side, we already read the UGC scale, but on the clinical side, we are far behind. We have yet to work on this aspect.
Right.
We have to have a various cadre. Luckily, from class 3 joining report in the beginning in 60s, now we have a class 2 joining report, joining post. That way we have improved, but not to that extent that we should get gazetted status.
And Group A.
All, yeah, that way.
And so when you were in Parliament House as a physiotherapist for Medical Center, since those days it was a first contact practice, or
Oh yes, I used to do first contact practice.
people used to come to you directly?
They used to come to me directly. They don't do. They used to say, "You treat us." They will give the medicine. You treat us your way.
It's so nice to hear that people who were into policy making were all aware, but somehow it was never put it on papers, or probably we as a physiotherapist as a community could miss the bus. And sir, I also remember, since we were talking about the scales and pay commission, you were very actively involved with the Indian Association of Physiotherapists. You have been the president, you have been the vice president, and you have served the numerous committee. And I clearly remember that you have represented physiotherapy's point of view to pay commission, not once, I think twice, third,
Yeah.
fourth, and fifth pay commission.
Yeah.
So how was that journey, and what was the outcome?
Exactly. It is a third pay commission which gave me the sight that in order to have better pay scale, we have to be a separate cadre for teaching and clinical side. We have
Okay.
to separate cadre, and not only separate cadre, but better scale. We have to be a professional outlook. Diploma course of 2-year duration will not do.
Mhm.
3-year duration of BSc honors will not do because that doesn't give the professional status. So it has to be a bachelor course. This is what I learned from third pay commission, and this was my criteria and consequent fourth and fifth pay commission to draft any memorandum considering these aspects to aspect very much.
So you mean to say, sir, third pay commission means 1976?
More earlier. Not 1977. It is 1956 most probably.
Third pay commission.
Third pay commission.
Okay.
76, then 86, then sixth pay commission. Yeah, it may be, yes. I'm not sure.
Anyway,
I'm
sir,
not
doesn't
sure.
matter. I was not even born. My parents were not even married that time. So I mean, that's absolutely. So you have been working towards making your efforts towards these goals, achieving the highest pay scales from 75 or 76. Excuse me, I think there was a. So, and how was the people's response when you was to go and represent about physiotherapy? How were they? What was their reaction? How they used to respond on that?
They were high officials, retired judges, and they used to be very. They were used to be very considerate about us. They used to listen thoroughly what we used to say. Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Please.
They used to listen whatever you used to say. They used to counter us on their point of view. They used to compare with our nurses, with pharmacists, because they also used to say that the physiotherapy are getting better. Why you're giving them better pay scale over us? So we were fighting on both the fronts, for ourselves and against us also.
I think they were all possible opinions coming from different directions.
Different direction.
And so I also make, I'm sure a lot of people also want to know, you were president with IAP, vice president with IAP 82, 82 and 82, 84. Tell us something about functioning of association those days. What were the challenges? How you used to function? What were the agendas, conferences, meetings, professional issues?
The conference used to be, the scientific status was very nice, very high, of a very high standard. Scientific succession were of a very high standard. Initially, we used to call doctors as a chairman and co-chairman, but later on, we decided why to call them. We are sufficient enough. Our profession is good to that extent that we don't need chairman and co-chairman, doctors, medical personnel. We started. We had our own agenda to set. we set up our agenda accordingly and went straight, step by step towards that. And GB was used to be a thing of the G was a much awaited event to attend by everyone.
So people used to look forward for governing body meeting or
General
general
body,
body meeting,
general body
where
meeting.
they can
Yeah,
ask questions and get answers to their queries and doubts.
exactly. Yes.
Great. And sir, do we used to get the professional issues also at the level of association where people used to come up with the problems and seeking solution, which is not pertaining at this national level, but as a state or a local level?
Oh yes, people used to come. People used to come with their state problems. They used to come with their state problem, and we used to guide them, do accordingly, do like this, as per their problem and their perception.
Sir, another important aspect, I know that Delhi is the state which was the council, a formal council as a first time. I think 97, 98, the work started in 2002 when the council started functioning. Correct me, sir, if I'm wrong.
No, it started in 1997.
97, the formation.
1997. Only the rules were framed in 1992. 202.
2002. And I know that, sir, you have been associated with council, Delhi State Council, from the
Yeah.
very beginning until today as we speak.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what's your thought process about having a regulatory mechanism which you were part of it? You have handled it. What are the challenges? What we can still make, the thing as a better value when it comes to controlling the physiotherapy?
As a council, we are able to stop mushrooming of the profession colleges. I can proudly say we were successful. We are successful in mushrooming the college of physiotherapy in Delhi. They came, stayed for 1 year, 2 year, but because of our restricted, very strict procedures, they were unable to continue. We were able to get UG scale for teachers for academic side, because we will not give them the go ahead for after 4 years, 5 years. You must get the UG scale. These are two aspects which as council has done a great work and still continuing to do it.
I remember, sir, I was also part of a lot of committees when I was heading a Amity Institute of Physiotherapy, and we were under Delhi Council, and we used to enjoy those deliberations, whether it was about rules and regulation, whether it was about academic slips, especially about the curriculum and qualification for teachers. And I also agree with you, the mushrooming and colleges which were substandards had to pack up their bags, and especially people who were existing and who are existing now, they mean quality business. That's very true. And I think that, and please, sir, you were saying something.
No, you please continue.
And I think the definition of physiotherapy also has been quoted at a lot of matters where the definition of physiotherapy given in Delhi Council Act.
Yes, it has been quoted, yes. And it's very balanced one.
Balanced one.
It's
Right.
a very balanced one.
Although there are arguments and I'm sure difference of opinion about being head of a council. I mean, physiotherapists are not being able to and or a registrar. I should that's a matter of which will.
Time. This matters of time now only. We are election officer has been selected. We are going to have soon, but now this we don't know about this corona or what will be the ultimate fate of elections. But we are going on that side.
But I'm sure
Once the elections are held, the president will be PT or OT.
and even the registrar, sir.
Registrar, as per constitution of DCPOT, registrar has to be MBBS.
So maybe if I can, put up forward a request on that, I think we should look into that. It's a time the council is completely controlled by people who knows of the profession. I think this will help us to grow in a faster, in a better.
It will happen, but to begin with, we have to accept the government conditions. We've got no other options. A solution to say no.
I know, sir. We cannot be, totally against. And sir, what's your thought about this proposed health professional council, which is in discussion? I think it was the Standing Committee of Parliament submitted its report. Now I think it's under consideration. A few days back, they were used that cabinet will surely consider, but unfortunately this condition. So what are your views about this health professional council which is proposed?
Sir, only thing what I want in the healthcare profession that we should have independent body. And to that, in higher in higher strata of that council, IAP physiotherapy should be a representative there also. It is not that the administrator or doctors come and take decision. At that level, one physiotherapist has to be represented there.
So basically, what you mean to say, we need a higher representation, and within the council, the body which is responsible for taking decision about physiotherapy should be an independent.
It should be independent. Yeah.
I think a lot of things has been taken care now in the proposed bill, but still, let's see when they say the light of the day. So over several decades and the growth of this profession that you have been part of, are you happy with the progress what we have done as a physiotherapist in India and also in abroad, sir?
Oh yes, I am happy. That way, yes, happy. Physiotherapist has taken a tea leaves and bound jump. No doubt about it. It has got a recognition now. It is a choice of profession now. Not as at our time when we used to join kare ke nahi kare. So it has taken leap. It has its own now values. It developed like from active passive movements to manipulations, shortwave diathermy, ultrasounds to now another. We just now saw in IAP conference in Chennai, equipments worth crores rupees.
Heat analyzer, 3D motions kind of thing.
Yes.
Well, that's true, sir. I think it has grown multifold, but I still feel that there is still a scope of growth. But looking from your eyes, I can show that how happy you must be looking at this group. But simultaneously, there are few areas which I'm sure we all can come together and work still with your blessing and guidance. I'm sure.
Yes. Oh yes, we are. We are
Right,
sure. Rather, we must work towards that, and whether we are in any society, we should work for our betterment of our profession.
Great, sir. I think this is very important. As people say, perfection has no finish line. So we should keep striving for working together and keep updating us and keep make our profession a better thing. I will fail, sir, in my duty. But I clearly remember when I graduated way back in 2003 and came back in Delhi, wanted to start my practice or wanted to, work in an institution. I called you up. I rang you up. I don't know if you remember that. It was.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember. You called me, and I called you. I remember, if I'm not wrong, after my clinic hours.
Yes, you picked up my call. You heard me, and then you told me it's not a matter which we should discuss over phone. If you want to come over to my clinic, and you were very kind enough to call me, and then we met up at around 6:37 in the evening after your clinical hours.
Yes, after my clinic.
Since those days, we have been getting inspiration from people like you, sir. If there is a message which you would like to give it to people like me or youngsters who are hearing you today, or even your contemporaries, sir, what would that be?
Sir, my contemporaries, hats off to them all. Dasturji, madam now, Mukashi sir, Jan Joshi, Professor Manik Sahani, Kolar, Goyal, so many stalwarts. Javle, to name a few. Hats off to them. I learned a lot from them. How to deal in GB, how to deal the matter in GB. I learned from them, my seniors.
I agree, sir. I think one name which is very common and which put both of us together is Professor N.G. Mukashi. I have at least 3 to 4 mails where Professor Mukashi has written both my students, Ashok and Nitesh. So I take a lot of pride in saying that and sharing with you that at least this is something which is putting both of us together. And I completely agree with you. These are the people who have shown us the path and given us a responsibility to follow that path and take the physiotherapy to its due where it's supposed to be. So thank you so much for taking out the time for us. I feel honored having known you over these years, given the scope of your contribution to this profession, sir. You have come across a very humble person. I salute you for that, sir. You are an inspiration to me personally, and I'm sure a large number of seniors as well as young physiotherapists. May you continue to inspire us, sir. Thank you so much for sparing your time with us, and thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much. So kind of you for calling me for this chat.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. This was Dr. Ashok Bhatnagar with us today, sharing his journey as a physiotherapist and his experience while serving the government, the biggest center of Indian democracy, which used to be Indian Parliament. We will continue this series of SIP Chat, where we'll keep inviting physiotherapists, stalwarts like Dr. Bhatnagar in our coming weeks as well. Before we sign off for today, I would like to invite you all to join us for our SIP Web, which is scheduled for Sunday, where we're talking about addressing functional limitation and O2 saturation in building exercise capacity following COVID-19. Speakers are Professor Arun Maya from Manipal, Professor Savita Ravindran from Bangalore, Anubha Goyal from US. So please join us for this webinar at 4:30. Those who are interested can register to the link which is mentioned on our websites, sip-physio.org/webinar. Those who are interested, kindly register and do join us on our Sunday's webinar right at 4:30. Before we meet again on next Friday at 6:30, wish you all the best. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.